Well, Karina, this is kind of like the first CCAN demo days video. Well, Sergey did one and uploaded it on the Drupal CCAN sync, but I have been putting you under pressure because you've been doing something cool for how many years now? Like, is it 5, 6? Like a long time?
Almost 5.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, so 2019, I think.
yeah, so I
every
started.
month.
Yeah, exciting times. We started very simple, and now we're growing, and I'm excited to the years that are about to come. So yeah.
All right. Well, don't leave us in the dark. What is it you've been doing for like 5 years? What are you going to show us? What are you going to demo today?
So
It's related
today,
to CCAN.
yeah. So today we're gonna do the CCAN data shades update on how I update it every month and ensure that all of our indexes are updated. So I think this will be beneficial to those who are looking into the data shade. So if you don't mind sharing our screen, Steve.
Yeah, go for it.
All right. So let me share my screen.
This will only take like 3 or 4 hours, right?
All right, now I'm sharing my screen now.
It's not a big demo. Sergey Motnyuk has got some big instructional videos, tutorial videos, 2 or 3 hours, but this will be a quicker one.
All right. So again, hi, I'm Karina, and today we're gonna show you how I maintain all of our data updated here at DataShades. So to start, we can visit our website by typing datashades.info, and in the homepage, you'll see a map where you can search all data portals across the globe for um, site statistics on data sets, resources, users, organizations, and more. So in the upper right side of the screen, you'll see the About section. Click here, and it will redirect you to what is datashades.info. So here, as you scroll down, you will see a couple of information like what is datashades and how we gather through our portal users, datasets, resources, organization tags and plugins for each portal that can be accessed by the individual accessing this page. So yep, and here we show how our index is getting refreshed every month, and the old data is being kept in a historical index, and we can explore that later on as I show you how I update it every month. So also the crowdsourcing, DataShades info, we use crowdsourcing to build its index, um, and if you sorry for that. Can cut that one. So if you know of a CCAN data portal that's not here, you can simply type it on our search bar and it will be added to the site and the global statistics. So to show you how we update our portals, we can click this Explore Now button. And then let's use Perth and Kinross Open Data as a sample. So after clicking the link, you'll see the users, datasets, and resources. And as you scroll down, you'll also see the overview, deployment, statistics, and tags. So updating the portal here at DataShades is a straightforward process. So locate in the upper right side the update portal button, click it, and it will notify you that the portal update has been scheduled. So wait for a few seconds, and then you refresh the page, and there you got it, an updated data portal for your needs. So yeah.
And I should probably mention that just for link digital code. So basically, it authenticates against our Google Workspace with our Gmail. Yeah. So you have to be a link chappy or whomever to do the updates. I can hear my dog in the background maybe, but and it also gives it at least one more extra bit of data, I think, which is just the version of CKAN on the deployment page. But anyway, back to you, Queen. I just thought I'd make that point because people are wondering why they can't see the update portal button.
Yeah, that's right. You have to log in, and so you can see this page. But I think that's pretty much on my side. And what else we can? What else?
Yeah, well,
Yes.
that's all cool. So basically, you go through and you update that
Mm-mm.
once a month for pretty much all of them, right?
Mm-mm.
And people might be wondering, why do we do it manually? Well, it's just the way we started doing it.
Yes.
And it kind of wasn't bad because we got to get an idea of whether the indexing was working.
Mm-mm.
Kind of like it's kind of white glove. We know whether or not it completed.
Mm-mm.
There's a bit more confidence. And while we can move towards automating it, yeah, there's always sort of exceptions. There's also like this is just for CKAN, so it's a CKAN API, but some DKAN portals will be using the CKAN API method as well. So DKAN can be indexed here. There is a bit of a concerning pattern where people are basically obscuring the API, the CKAN API, putting the CKAN forward as an open data catalog, but then essentially locking down the API or making it for registered users only. So that means that whilst we can recognize the CKAN portal, we can't actually get anything from it, which is a bit crappy. Hopefully we'll be able to reach out to people and actually ask them once this is out there, delivering good value over the years ahead, we can get more people exposing their APIs so they can do more cool stuff.
Yep. And also to add, Steve, so I think we currently have 700 on this site, but as I mentioned earlier, you can type in and search for those portals that are not yet in here, and it will add automatically. And you mentioned that we're doing it manually as of the moment, but Sergey suggested in the future at some point we'll automate on updating this one. But
yeah. So just go into anyone that you like, maybe that same one before, and just show us some of those tabs, the information tabs. So we've got overview. So basically, there's a listing of all the portals, how many data sets across all the different portals. So 10,490,000, and this particular portal has 182,000. So it's in like in the 98th percentile in terms of portals with lots of data sets. It's got lots of resources. It's got 83 organizations, and it doesn't declare how many users, which is pretty common. The user list is exposed and available by CKAN, maybe not by default anymore, but if it's available, we can read how many users are there. And all of this stuff over time is kind of helpful for people to see how the resources are growing, the data sets are growing, whether people are generally adding resources to data sets or like a one-to-one relationship between data set and resource. You can kind of see things like that. And also whether they're kind of democratizing access and publishing across organizations and potential users. In fact, you can see right there where the users dropped off, which is probably when they locked down the API call on that one. The next tab though is like the deployment, I think it is, isn't it? Yeah. So yeah, this one's showing us that it's 2.87. They should probably update that. The community does patching up to 2 versions prior to the current. So this one is probably not getting security patches and such like that. Not that is their choice, their kind of risk profile. They might be fine with that if it's public data portal. The impact of the risk might be low for them. But yeah, ideally they should be updating that to a version that is patchable with community support. And then you've got a list of all the plugins there. So the different plugins on the deployment still. That gives you an idea of how many other portals are using the same plugin. So Stats is a pretty common one, comes with Core, Image View, Text View, Recline View, these sorts of things. The Data Store, which allows you to have machine readable data resources. the kind of neat thing would be, as a developer, this tab is I kind of put forward as a way for you to investigate portals, learn how they're putting it together, what kind of plugins they're using. And if anything, this would be an area with a good little bit of development that could happen, where we actually provide links to the canonical hub, canonical sort of like plugins, code base on GitHub or elsewhere for these, and that will allow people to find them. But whilst they're notified here, there might be a fork, there might be a different branch, there might be the local version of those particular plugins. And maybe some other things to do would be, if we're getting video walkthroughs of different things, then we might be able to attach videos to these things to show people how to use the DCAT or the harvesting, and then put it in situ, which would be kind of cool, help people learn. Next one, statistics. So kind of the kind of personas that this is meant to work for, Datashades, the whole idea was kind of the portal managers. So people from the outside, how can they communicate the value of the portal over time? That's sort of like the first overview. The technical influencers, how can they communicate how it's built and why would they come to this and get some value from it? And there's kind of like just this researcher community, so almost like academics. So the statistics is kind of thought, and the tab for the tags as well, it's kind of thought to provide a bit of value in that space for people. It's like, it speaks to a little bit of the content of the data over time in terms of licensing or the tags used, things like that. But yeah, what else is there from memory? It's tags.
Tags, yeah.
Yeah. And then the frequency. So one of the cool things is, over time, something like COVID happens, you can then track month to month how many data sets have tags related to managing that health crisis, literally research associated with COVID or community studies around pandemic matters. And then looking at the tags and looking at how quickly they ramp up in terms of what gets published, you can kind of understand who's who in the zoo, and who's doing well and using their public data portal as sort of like a device for communication in kind of real time with what's going on in society. That's the idea. It is, for Link Digital, pretty much a pet project. It gets touched every once in a while, gets looked after every once in a while. We'd like to put a lot more time into it. We might be moving towards open sourcing it in the future. Paul Walsh, our CTO, was at the State of OpenCon and talked about what we might do with Datashades in the future, working with some other researchers like Jonathan Gray, the ODI, and even folks like the Canadian Open Data Society. They're doing some work in this space as well. So yeah, the future for Datashades is pretty interesting, I think. Which, Karina, means 5 years of click, click, click. All worth it, right?
Yeah, and in the coming years of me staying here as well, I can imagine how Datashades will evolve throughout this year. So that's exciting.
Yeah, and to declare, there is another persona, like Link Digital users.
Yeah.
So it was also designed for Link Digital users to say, what can we know about portals that might be helpful in the way that we want to I don't know, create a relationship with an organization or a portal team, and find out if there's a way to help them. So, provide some services, or even from our point of view, understand what services would be helpful so we can do work in that area. Yeah, so I think it's a cool little project. And it's been around a long time, thanks to Karina.
I keep it updated every month. So all if you guys are interested in searching here, everything is updated monthly. So yeah.
Cool. Yeah, and if people get an email from me in the future about your API, it's probably related to this. There's a couple of portals I've got on my hit list to talk to and try and find out if they can expose their API in the CCAN API properly. Thanks, Karina.
Thank you.